monitors, on-camera monitors, broadcast monitors, in-car camera monitor screens. There's stuff, a lot of ways that we look at the picture, the footage, the video, whatever we're taking while we're creating that moment, and how we're actually viewing that image really shapes the entire shoot. I personally have a ton of different monitors, all different sizes, small, big, even bigger now. But what I haven't had until now is a broadcast monitor. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of on-camera monitors, these little small 5-inch, maybe 4-inch monitors, 7-inch monitors in some situations that you could put on top of your camera, on your gimbal for on-the-go shooting, are great for just that, on-the-go shooting. Now, there are some other options as well out there if you're not aware, like maybe an 11-inch monitor, like the one you have right here from Feelworld. Or in the case of something that I've been looking to get my hands on for a while, for my camera car usage, for in-car usage, for clients to watch, for me to be able to see my shot as clear, as big as possible, is a monitor like this. This is a broadcast monitor. This is the Seetec P133 Pro, 133 for 13.3-inch broadcast monitor. And this right here is a giant screen in comparison to something that we looked at earlier with this little small on-camera monitor. I want to let you guys know Feelworld did send this monitor out for review for free of charge. They're also not telling me what to say for this video, so these are just some honest opinions. And I briefly just want to talk to you guys about my experience with the P133 Pro, and that experience is going to evolve over time. This is just kind of my first hands-on, first time using it and getting used to having a larger monitor, mostly for in my camera car. This is a 13.3-inch 1080p 60 hertz monitor, coming in at about 1,000 nits of brightness. Now, right off the bat, I'm not going to save this for the end. I'm not going to surprise you guys at the end. This is a sub $600 monitor. This is a $540 monitor. For this size screen and the quality that this monitor is so far, that's an insane bargain. Now, it may not have all the bells and whistles and crazy big brand name behind it, but it also is coming in at a quarter of the price of some of those larger brand monitors. So the reason why I wanted to get a broadcast monitor, the reason why I wanted a bigger monitor than a 5-inch, than an 11-inch monitor, is to have it in the camera car. I don't want my clients squeezing around all together trying to look at a small monitor on the back of a headrest to see what the picture is that they're paying for, see what it looks like. I want to have something large and in charge that they can go ahead and view on. This broadcast monitor is powered by a V-mount. You could also get it in a gold mount version. You can go ahead and buy that adapter separately, but this monitor is powered by a V-mount. The monitor also has a DC 12 volt in and an XLR power in, has a space for USB upgrades, tally markers, DVI if you're still using DVI. It has 2 HDMI inputs, 1 HDMI output, as well as 2 SDI inputs, and 2 SDI outputs. It doesn't do the conversion if you want to go ahead and put in an HDMI signal and take an SDI signal out. It doesn't do that, but a lot of the wireless transmitters that we use nowadays do that, so no big deal there. This aluminum constructed monitor right here is perfect for the camera car. It fits just nice. You guys can see in this footage, we filmed an R34 GTR with it the other night, and I was able to see everything super clearly, large in front of me. I'm not squinting to be able to see the picture. I'm not pushing my head as close to the monitor as possible. I can just sit back in the seat, worry about controlling the gimbal, worrying about getting focus, worrying about nailing focus, because I can see it, everything so clearly on this 13.3-inch monitor.
Look at that.
That's huge! Oh my God.
Is what she said.
Dude, that's sick.
So monitors working.
I don't know, we haven't used anything yet, but this is,
That's nice.
oh. Off the bat already, I'm just looking for false colors and some other settings here, but this monitor is huge. This is so much better than some of the other small dinky monitors that will not be named here that we normally use, but look how small it is, trying to get focus and tell what you're getting on camera on a screen like that versus something like this. That is false colors, and throw that on real quick. Okay, not terrible. All right, I'm gonna set this to a setting when I can. Can I just hold this down and it'll do it? Exit, exit. All right, there we go. It did make it preset. Look how easy it is. Intuitive to use. Our sky's a little blown out, but that's okay. We're going through an underpass right now, so.
Sick.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow, this is great. Oh wow, I don't have to squint to see this monitor. This is so cool. Yes, sir.
Like I said before, this monitor has a high brightness of about 1,000 nits, which is about average for the price range. Now, there are some other models that cost, like I said, about 4 times the price. That would get maybe 500 nits more, 100 nits more. but for the price that you're getting this monitor at, 1000 nits is excellent. Just like with other broadcast monitors, you can go ahead and switch through multiple inputs. So if you have multiple cameras, say you're in a studio shooting something, this monitor is set up on a C-stand and clients want to see what your other camera angle looks like, or you want to see what your other camera angle looks like, you can easily swap through these buttons, HDMI 1 and 2, SDI 1 and 2, and look at your other camera angles. Now there is no split screen or picture-in-picture in this monitor, which kind of stinks. I wish that was in there, but again, for the price, you can't really complain. It's got 170-degree viewing angle, so everybody in the camera car is gonna be able to see it. Focus assist, you have zebra, you have your false color. You can apply up to 32 custom LUTs in this monitor, I believe. There are so many different options within the menu. You can set to custom preset buttons. There's 4 preset buttons as well. You can go ahead and set some shortcuts up. The buttons as well, when you push them, are quiet. They're not gonna disturb your film. They're rubbery little buttons here. You can push them and you can't even hear them. It's got a menu knob with an exit button right next to it. The menu knob is just a circular knob that you go ahead, and I have it shortcutted to the backlight here, but you can go ahead and push that in, and you can go ahead and go through your menu systems here. If you have other Feelworld monitors, this Seetec monitor has pretty much the same exact menu system. I'm not in love with the scrolling knob to go through the menu system. You have to scroll and then depress it and then use the exit button, which is a separate button to get out of there. I wish it was almost like a joystick to be able to go into the menu, then back out of the menu, or up and down. That would kind of be nicer, maybe in a future version, but it works. This monitor comes calibrated out of the box, so your colors are going to be true and accurate. This monitor has a clear plastic protective screen over the front, which screws on and off if you'd like to take it off. I'm gonna leave it on because when we're quickly breaking down or building camera car, you never know what could happen if the monitor gets tossed around. You never know what could happen to the screen. You wanna keep it protected. In this case, it's great that it comes with that built in. I do wish this came with some sort of case, whether it was a hard case or a soft case so you can take it in and out of. It just comes delivered in a cardboard box with some foam padding. I wish there was some built-in way, let's say built-in way, to go ahead and transport this monitor instead of it's just nude and naked form here. It's got a handle here on the back so you can carry it around nice and easily. It fits just fine. This is how I've been carrying it in and out of the camera car for when we've been using it. One of my friends asked me if it came with a sun hood or if there was a sun hood available for it. Now, there is no sun hood directly available for it. Feelworld does have on their website somewhere where you can tell them what you need a sun hood for and you can purchase that. I'm not 100% sure if that is for this monitor, but as of right now, no, there is no option for a sun hood. This monitor doesn't have a lot of mounting points. I wish it had more mounting points. It's got 2 1/4-20s on either side. I've been using that, as you can see in the footage from the camera car, to mount it with 2 magic arms. It's meant to be used as a 75mm VESA mount. There's VESA mounts on the back. I'm gonna get one of those that's like a VESA mount to a baby pin.
Since filming, I did get one. It does kind of cover some of the ports, but nothing that matters.
Put it to my custom backseat rigging setup for the camera car, but for right now, I just use the 2 magic arms. Like I mentioned before, it does come with a V-mount battery plate right built into the back. I do wish it also had one of these pass-through plates. This is the Feelworld LUT 11S, I believe, and it does have one of these cool pass-through plates where you could put on your video transmitter, whatever brand video transmitter you have, you can just put it on through this pass-through plate and it will get power through that pass-through plate and mount to the back of the monitor. Now, I wish the broadcast monitor had one, but I guess it isn't an on-the-go monitor technically, so it doesn't really need to be as on the go-y, but it would be nice to still have that because of the use that I have it. I now need to mount my my wireless transmitter somewhere else in the camera car, not directly to the monitor, and kind of have this all in one package. It has the built-in V-mount plate. It has everything kind of right there, but I wish it did have this cool like little pass-through plate. Not the end of the world. So, details aside, how did this monitor perform out in the field? Right off the bat, I was genuinely surprised and just ecstatic and happy to have such a large broadcast monitor in the camera car, something that I see in other professional setups. Now I have in my own camera car, such a nice big monitor that will literally impress clients just having that monitor there alone, so they're not all squinting around. Now I know a lot of people will use their on-camera monitors that they have as like a dual thing. They'll take it off their monitor and then they'll put it in their camera car and use that. Using such a small screen, you're harming yourself, you're harming your production. Get a bigger monitor like this for less than $600. You can get this 13.3 inch monitor and see everything clearly. You can see everything, it just looked so much better and just felt so much more comfortable, and genuinely like feeling more comfortable and feeling more confident in your shot will help your shots be better. And having this bigger screen in the car while we were filming the GTR did exactly that. My experience so far has been kind of short with this monitor, but this is kind of, again, like first impressions review. I'll post more long-term stuff as we go on and use this monitor more in the camera car. Pay attention to my Instagram stories and Instagram reels. I'll go ahead and update you guys there as we're using this continuously into the future. Could there be some improvements made to this monitor? Yeah, like I mentioned, there are some pros and cons to this monitor, but again, guys, we are talking about a $540 monitor, where broadcast monitors in this size and nit range usually go for upwards of $3,000 and more. I'm definitely excited to continue to use this monitor in the camera car and maybe in some studio spaces or doing some interviews, being able to quickly switch through multiple different cameras. I'll put all the feeds into this monitor and be able to quickly just see those different feeds on the same monitor. I'm excited to see what else I'm able to do with this P133 Pro from Feelworld or Seetec, whatever you guys want to call it here. I want to thank them for sending this monitor out for review and testing. I will be testing it some more, so look forward to that, guys, and more videos. And yeah, I'm super stoked to have this monitor in my setup now to go ahead and complement the 11S and some of the other ones as well that I have. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to as many of them and as quickly as I can. But I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Here's some footage of the R34 GTR that we filmed using the Feelworld Seetec P133 Pro.
Can you go all the way over if it's safe? Slow down, slow down. All the way over, Eric, if it's safe. All the way over if it's safe. Keep driving, guys, keep driving, keep driving. Both cars, keep driving. Okay, go ahead and get back over.